Hello, everyone. How are we feeling tonight?
Oh, come on. You do better than that.
How are we feeling tonight?
Come on.
Very nice.
Have you had enough booze yet? Come on. You got to do better than that, folks. You good tonight? There we go. All right.
We have a great night ahead for you. Good evening, and thank you for joining us here at Self-Help Graphics and Art. I'm Giovanna Lotta.
I'm Daniel
Very
Romero.
happy to
Hello.
be here. Yes. I'm host of ABC7's Vista LA and anchor with ABC7 Eyewitness News. And this is my good friend and ABC7 colleague, Danny Romero, of course. We have the honor of co-hosting tonight's Paper, Fashion, Gala, and Runway show program here in the community of Boyle Heights. Tonight's Paper, Fashion, Gala, and Runway show will showcase an eclectic mix of paper fashion designs and sounds with music, some performance, and spoken word. The artists whose work you'll see on the runway are some of Los Angeles' finest emerging mid-career and seasoned self-help graphics legacy artists who have developed wearable paper fashion specifically for tonight's affair.
It's really extraordinary stuff. And just to let you know that self-help graphics and art, well, yeah, let them hear. Now, guess right. Applaud for self-help graphics. That's right. Now, tonight's Self-Help Graphics and Art will also honor some extraordinary individuals who have supported their mission to help advance the organization in some unique way. In fact, it's great to be here for ourselves, to be here in person. For me, of course, back in my barrio, I grew up here in Boyle Heights, over there by Cinco Puntos, over there by Manuel's, at Tepeyac, right? The burritos, right? Am I right? Órale, and the taquitos guacamole. You got to look for the taquitos and the guacamole, man. It's all in there. Anyway, this is. I want to tell you a little about this building here. It's a great site. It's a former seafood packing plant that is now envisioned into a grassroots artistic community center to celebrate Self-Help Graphics and Art's 46th year of nurturing innovation and creativity in the arts, and particularly self-help's world-renowned printmaking practice at tonight's Paper, Fashion, Gala, and Runway show. There.
In the fall of 2018, Self-Help Graphics and Art announced its newest executive director, Betty Avila, who...
There you go. There you go.
She deserves all your praise. And she has been a part of the Self-Help Graphics and Art leadership team for the last several years. Under her co-leadership, she played a role in helping to close the acquisition of this building with the organization's board and consultants, which came to fruition last spring. We can applaud that, too.
Yeah, you can.
Thank you. Thank you. Avila is from Los Angeles and raised in the neighborhood of Cypress Park in Northeast Los Angeles. Her work is centered on the intersection of the arts and social justice with a particular focus on community building, public space, and youth empowerment.
As a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Self-Help Graphics and Arts Executive Director, Betty Avila. Let's hear it.
Hi, everybody. So, welcome, everybody, to Self-Help Graphics and Art. I always ask this whenever we have groups of people here. So I'm going to ask you to raise your hand if you are here for the first time tonight. Okay. Welcome. Welcome to the family. So you've all come here to support Self-Help Graphics and everything that happens under this roof. From the art produced in our renowned printmaking studio to our iconic Dia de los Muertos, our monthly workshops, our Soy Artista program, our summer youth program, which now actually sees alumni bringing their own children back every summer. This is a special place. So much so that this is where people want to have life celebrations. They come here to get married, they have baby showers. We haven't had a quinceañera yet, but I'm waiting for that one. and actually, not too recently, we actually had an end-of-life danza ceremony for an artist's mother. So this is all to say that this is a cultural hub that is part of people's lives. Our founder, Sister Karen Bocalero, didn't always agree with the artists, with their approach or their direction or their style. Patsy Valdez recently told me that she appreciated that she and Sister Karen could agree to disagree. But even though she didn't always get it, I think what was really beautiful about Sister Karen is that she would say yes. Self-help is a vehicle for the community's creativity. And sometimes that's manifested as punk rock shows when self-help was Club Vex. Sometimes it's a souped-up delivery truck as the Barrio Mobile Art Studio, bringing art to people wherever they are. And sometimes it was a paper fashion show. The innovation and experimentation that's been nurtured here is what we'd like to share with you today. This is something that we haven't seen here at Self-Help in many years, but this is the space where this originated from. We've been deliberate in the selection of artists that are here tonight. Patsy Valdez, Consuelo Flores, Armando Norte and Maricela Norte. These are the OGs. They're all part of the original OSCO crew that kicked this off here at Self-Help many years ago. Tonight's cohort includes them, these incredible legacy artists, but it also includes artists who are in their early 20-somethings and are here now, are in the space because they need self-help. And it includes actually artists from every decade of our history. So you're going to see a little bit of everything that is self-help tonight. And we want to thank them for accepting the invitation to participate. We know that it was a challenge, and they all took it on. I want to thank our sponsors tonight who made this happen. It takes a lot of work to make this place look like it does right now, and you are all part of that. So I want to thank Bank of America, the Vera Campbell Foundation, Metabolic Studio, LA County Supervisor Hilda Solis, our friends ABC7, the California Community Foundation, Miguel Santana and Elizabeth Zamora, and the Fairplex, and the Pathway programs at Cal State LA. So thank you all for that. I also want to give a very special shout out to the Self-Help Graphics team. We see nearly 30,000 people a year in this space, and we're a full-time staff of 4. We have part-time contractors who support that. That's another 4. And then we have our amazing team of artists of the Barrio Mobile Art Studio, and that's about 25 artists. So I want to make sure that you know who keeps this engine running, and I want to say their names because you need to know who they are. Alexa Kim, Stephanie Mercado, our newest team member, Marbella Muro, Jennifer Cuevas, who has actually made tonight happen. Thank you so much, Jen. Lulu Urdiales, Miranda Inez, and Ariel Hernandez, who has self-help graphics in her blood. She's a daughter of one of our legacy artists. So thank you all so much. I'll see you in a bit.
All right. Thank you, Betty. Give that to Joe. Hey. One more round of applause, everybody. Betty Avila, come on, let's go. All right, this time we'd like to introduce someone who's a true champion for the people of her community and a supporter of the arts and, of course, self-help, graphics, and arts, and also just a wonderful person who's involved all the time. It's our state senator of the 24th District, California, Maria Elena Durazo. Maria Elena. Venga.
Can I do this? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm one of those that raised my hand my first time, but not the first time in terms of being around self-help graphics and the role that they have played for so many years in our community, not just for Boyle Heights and East LA, but for all of Los Angeles and the state. Thank you to self-help graphics. And I just really honored to be here on the 46th anniversary. There's some, I don't know all the artists here, but I just want to thank all of you who are legacy, veteranos, but also the newer generation. Thank you so much. The role that art plays in the movement is so important. You know, I can't even color a coloring book, so I can't imagine myself in that role. I do the other stuff, like get in the streets and get arrested. You know, that's my role. And everybody has their role, but nothing has been more important to the movement than what artists give to the movement. You talk about what we're doing in ways that inspire, that make us laugh, that make us cry, that see the beauty of our culture, gives us pride in our culture. That's what artists do for the movement. You give us strength by doing all of that. You give us strength and you give us power. And I know that since its foundation, Self-Help has encouraged and supported so many of our artists to come through and produce the largest collection of Chicano, Chicana, Latino, Latina fine art prints in history is through Self-Help. You know, the Dia de los Muertos, I've been through the Dia de los Muertos, right? And what it's meant, attracting over 10,000 people. And Self-Help's programming is what we need to reflect back on the world right now, to do what we need to do. And sometimes there's anger and reflecting back on what's going on in the world. How dare there still be people who consider themselves leaders of this country talking about our community the way that we do, but the way that they do. But our response is love and beauty and fight back, but in a way that builds this country, not in a way that tears anybody down. So this is why Self-Help's capital campaign is so important, to get those $6 million so that we could acquire, retrofit, and renovate this new building and reserve money to maintain the building. I'm really, really proud to say I'm part of fighting for that through a request to the state budget to give money to Self-Help Graphics. Yeah. That's what we're all about. And sisters and brothers, remember this year who was around for Prop 187? Raise your hand, our generation. It's the 25th anniversary, and you know what? Prop 187 made us stronger. They wanted to step on us. We became stronger. So just want to thank the sponsors, the founder, Sister Karen Bocalero, other individuals like Tomas Benitez. But, you know, I want to acknowledge the Self-Help Graphics team, Stephanie, Marvella, Alexa, Betty, all young women of color, you know, running this place. And finally, there's a couple of folks that are, you know, who are in the political world that are really important. I know she's here. Where's Gloria Molina? Gloria? Hey, Gloria. A pioneer in our community, especially for Latina women, and our Senate Pro Tem Emeritus, Kevin De Leon, for also being here. Sisters and brothers, I may be new to Sacramento, may be new as a state senator, but I'm not new to the movement. I'm so proud to be with you all here as we make our movement stronger and make sure that the voices of our people are heard loud and clear and reflected in the arts and humanities of this state and of this nation. Que Dios lo bendiga. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias, Senator Durazo. We would like now to introduce Kathy Leal with the Los Angeles County Supervisor Hilda Solis's office. Kathy? Okay, we are going to move on. How are those drinks? I think I need one. Okay, let's welcome Self-Help Graphics and Art Board Chair Andy Bernal to the stage.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I love the energy in here. It's so beautiful and exciting. I'm like jumping out of my skin here. First of all, I want to give thanks to the people of this land, the Tongva people. We are on Tongva territory, and I do want to honor that as an Indigenous woman. So I give thanks to the people of this land. And, you know, one of the most exciting things that I want to talk to you about is that now, you know, we are land stewards, we are land guardians, and that's really important for us to be able to call our permanent home. You're looking at our permanent home where we can have permanent roots and we can continue to thrive. And I did write a little something, maybe I should read it. I stand here before you, Chair of the Board of Self-Help Graphics and Art. It is an honor and a responsibility. Why? Because art heals, art saves lives. I stand here before you, a product of East LA. I grew up here. And when I was growing up, how I got to East LA is I was a punk rock teenager here in East LA, and I needed somewhere to go where my mom would know that I was safe, where there wasn't gonna be a drive-by shooter that was gonna get me, and that's like keeping it real, right? And so I owe my life to self-help graphics and art because I was safe. This is a safe space, it's a brave space. Yes. And what makes this space so brave and so safe is the strength of each and every one of you, each and every artist, each and every community member, supporter, volunteer, board members. I want to give my deep gratitude to board members that were here before I was a board member, that really used their resilience to make sure that we did acquire a space. Board members like Valerie, Zach Guevara, and I want to give thanks to all of the people that came before me through this board. And I am an artist, and I am board chair, and it is not the first time that that has happened in this organization. And we are an artist-led organization. And we give thanks to all of our sister organizations that are here represented. We have Armando Duron, who has been with us for a long time, as well as the part of the board for the Vincent Price Museum. Some notable news about self-help graphics now is that we have an impressive and sustained growth in over the past 4 years in our budget. We have reinvigorated the print studios, so this year you will see more than 50 prints available at our print fair, so I hope to see you all there. And because we are now land stewards, we are in partnership with the community so that we can together decide how we move forward. It is a privilege and an honor to serve on this board, and I also want to thank the current members that are here. Yvonne Colacion, thank you. If you could just raise your hand. Roberta Tinajero. Carrie, if you're a board member, please stand up. Carrie, so I can see you. I can't really see. Carrie. Oh, hi. Carrie Castañeda. And all of the other board members. And Alfred Fraijo, who is also here. And Wayne Healy, thank you. A fellow artist on the board. The importance of looking back and really calling this space our permanent roots is that we are honoring the artists, the volunteers, the staff members that came before us as we move forward in a plan with a long-term vision honoring artists. It is my honor to present to you our first honoree. I met her several years ago at a studio visit. honoring artists like Mari Cárdenas. Mari Cárdenas, please. Is a privilege because without people like her who came here first in 1974, she was 45 years of age. After working at the Sears Tower, she came here and worked with Sister Karen as a volunteer. She fell in love with art and art making, and she pursued her career as a self-taught artist, and it was instrumental in helping her grow as an artist, providing community and peer-to-peer learning opportunities. She worked on programming activities and services, such as the Barrio Mobile Art Studio, which still exists to this day. And in 1979, Mari Cárdenas was hired as a full-time employee at Self-Help Graphics and Art. She conducted children's mask-making workshops for Dia de los Muertos, and with a couple of years as a participating creator at Self-Help Graphics and Art, she was involved in the first series of screen printing, Atelier. She lives in Long Beach, California, and continues her art to this day. And what is remarkable about the fact that she continues to make her art is that Mari Cárdenas is actually legally blind. And when I went to her studio, it was just remarkable how she has cataloged every single piece of artwork she has made. Everything is organized, and that is a feat in it of itself. And it is a great privilege, an honor, and inspiration to present an award to Mari Cárdenas.
Thank you. Yeah, I have it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, the one thing I want to say is that Self-Help Graphics has really grown up. We have been through a lot at the very beginning, but my love for artists, being with artists, talking with artists, exchanging ideas with artists has really come true as I see it right now. When I first walked into Self-Help Graphics, I fell in love. I fell in love with Carlos Bueno, Antonio Ibanez, and they were just really wonderful. And it was I didn't believe that something like this was in East LA. I lived in Boyle Heights all my life practically. And when I saw what was going on there, I said, wow, this is what I want to do. And so I stayed with Self-Help Graphics for many, many years. And I worked, I think I left in 1986, something like that, or 85. And I would go back periodically to see Sister Karen and Sister Beth, and they would come to see me. But it was wonderful because it changed my life. You know, when you're just going from day to day and everything is kind of dreary, and then something comes into your life and it brings you to, you're alive. And I'm very, very happy to see what I see today. And I know it will continue because you got a wonderful director and all the people here. So my wishes are that it continues. I personally am pretty elderly now, and so I live in Long Beach, where it's nice and cool. But yeah, what I would like to say is that I wish you all the best of everything. And I'm wishing that I would like to continue working with Self-Help Graphics because I have old work, and I would like very much to print them up. And I would work with Betty, and I want to do a 50-50 for Self-Help Graphics, and I want to continue that. for the rest of my life. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, wow. This is beautiful.
Thank you, Mari, for all of the hard work that you've done and the beautiful artwork that you have produced here. Thank you.
Sorry, it's so hard not to socialize. I got distracted. So I have the great pleasure of presenting tonight's Prince Stewart Award to Sal Greña. Yeah. Sal Greña is a co-founder of the California Ethnic and Multicultural Archives at UC Santa Barbara. And that is important because CIMA, the acronym, is one of the largest collections of artists and communities of color in the state of California and in the nation. And so CIMA was officially established in 1988, and Sal, I think, is such a critical player in the history of self-help graphics in terms of understanding that he needed to start collecting that work, the work produced by places like Self-Help, the work produced by artists of color, Chicana artists, as they were working, as they were creating and producing, not waiting for artists to pass on, not waiting for a space like this to potentially go away. Many of our sister organizations have. And I appreciate that he was able to bring that forward, the foresight that he and Sister Karen had, that the artwork produced at Self-Help needed a home like UC Santa Barbara, a state-of-the-art facility that could steward the work in a way that this community-rooted cultural center just could not. So I would like to present to you Sal Greña.
Hey, Sal.
Well, I feel really honored by this recognition this evening, and I have to say that it caught me quite by surprise, but it's much appreciated. And you know, our program, which I direct, CIMA, has been a steward of the Archives of Self-Help Graphics and Art since 1986, and CIMA is an arm of the library's Special Research Collections Department, and we've been collecting, preserving, making accessible the archival collections of California communities of color with 200 discrete collections that cover social and cultural art, music, theater, literature, and social justice activism in California. The Self-Help Graphics Archives are our flagship collection that, together with our other Chicano Latino archival collections, make it a truly world-class resource that is second to none. The Self-Help Graphics Archives are among the most heavily consulted in all of CIMA collections, and these materials are regularly used in archives workshops for students, by curators, by scholars from all over the country, and strongly support student learning. The screen prints have been part of nationally touring exhibitions, are a regular part of our own exhibitions, and this year we organized an exhibition, Nuestras Americas, an exploration of expressive culture and Latino art and music. Faculty across campus assigned some 600 students to view the exhibition, to tour it, to write reports, to analyze concepts and objects in the exhibition. Self-Help Graphics was the third collection that we acquired. The next that came to us was San Francisco's Galería de la Raza, then El Teatro Campesino, followed by the Royal Chicano Air Force, then the Centro Cultural de la Raza, and now we also include La Raza Graphics from San Francisco and Mission Gráfica from San Francisco. We cataloged, duplicated, digitized many thousands of slides, screen prints, posters. We delivered them out through the Calosphere portal of the UC's digital library. This created a tremendous interest and usage by everyone from high school teachers in New York, college professors in Texas, New Mexico, Illinois, and of course here in California, and by museum curators throughout the country. And this was tremendously satisfying to me, and it made all this investment in this collection worthwhile. Now, The point that I'm trying to make here is that when Sister Karen and Self-Help Graphics Board, they placed their trust in us, it led to a cavalcade of other Chicano Latino cultural centers doing the same, and thereby creating this critical mass of collections that are now serving the people of California and beyond. Inherently, the work that we do is to ensure that the rich and the vibrant cultural histories that are near and dear to our communities, that they're not lost. And these are so many narrative threads, right, that are part of our community history, and each one is important. Each one deserves to be rescued, to be preserved, and to be brought to light. And one of my lifelong memories, I would say, would be the long conversations that I had with Sister Karen. She was so aspirational and inspirational, and she shared her desire to grow the impact of self-help graphics in the community, and locally and regionally, nationally and internationally. And we in the UCSB Library decided we would come alongside self-help and make sure that its archives would be protected and become a ray of light to illuminate the work of the organization and the Chicana and the Chicano artists who are part of this visual artist movement. So we take our stewardship role over self-help graphics very seriously to ensure that the archives are curated, cared for, and cared for generations to come. Now, because of the vision and commitment of Sister Karen and the board of Self-Help, we in the library are not only privileged to be the stewards of the archives, but we can continue paying it forward, to continue finding ways to use the collection to enlighten students, to research community and the community at large. So to the Self-Help Graphics Board, thank you for passing the torch to us. Without this kind of commitment, Self-Help made, the archives would only be a dream, would not be a reality. And thanks much for coming alongside us to imagine the possibilities and helping us to make this dream come true. Nelson Mandela once said that the winner is a dreamer who never quit. And Sister Karen never quit. Her dream that took root in a garage many years ago is now a magnificent, iconic, and vital cultural organization. She spoke truth to power, and we are humbled by her footsteps. We follow her in her footsteps. So thank you all very much.
Photo? You need a photo? That one? Over there, Sally, over there. Over there, wait for a photo. Watch your step. Watch your step. There he is. Here we go. A big round of applause for Sal, everybody. Come on now. Hey, listen, just letting you know, I was checking out the artists, the models getting ready backstage for this great fashion show you're going to see. It's going to be amazing. They need to hear a little encouragement from you that you're ready for them, right? Let them hear you. All right. Okay, now they will come out, I promise. All right, next up, I want to introduce you to SHG board member, Alfred Frejo of Shepherd Mullen. Alfred, come on up.
Buenas noches a todos. How you guys doing? You having a great night? All right. So I have the extraordinary honor of introducing our final honoree for the evening. Mi gran amigo, un gran señor, un gran hombre, Miguel Santana. Miguel is the CEO and president of Fairplex. It's a nonprofit organization that has its mission to steward over 500 acres and host the LA County Fair in the county of Los Angeles. Prior to that, he was the CEO of the city of Los Angeles, the chief administrative officer. We talk tonight and we get to celebrate the extraordinary journey of how we got to own our piece of land, our own terreno here in Boyle Heights. I mention often that that journey was comprised of a set of miracles, little miracles that happen along the way that enable us to achieve this extraordinary thing, to own and be able to control our own future. Many of those miracles are represented by individuals that had the courage and the vision to say, yes, I will put myself on the line to make this possible. One of those individuals, of course, is Supervisor Gloria Molina that's with us tonight. Tonight, we honor Miguel Santana as one of those individuals. As CAO of the City of Los Angeles, I got a chance to speak to him about the opportunity to purchase this property. And because of the kind of person he is, because of the heart that he has, because of the love that he has for our community, it was an immediate yes. How can I help? And that started our journey with his office. He opened up his office and his staff, dedicated staff people to allow us to and inform us about the process of acquisition, gave us a strategy to be able to pitch the opportunity to acquire this property to the decision makers. Miguel was our secret angel behind the scenes, making things work. ¿Por qué? Because that's just the person that he is. Miguel has an extraordinary accomplishment of over 25 years of public service. Before being the CEO of the City of LA, he was with the county. He has a dual degree from Whittier College, on which he now serves as a trustee. Thanks to Miguel, it's no exaggeration to say tonight, from the bottom of my heart, that we would not be here tonight without his support. And for that, the artists that are here, the organizers, our politicians, the residents of Boyle Heights, the residents of this beautiful city and beyond are going to benefit out of that kindness of his heart. He is, to quote one of my friends, greater than the sum of his accomplishments. He's a person that believes in equity, he believes in justice, he believes in the opportunity for everyone, and most of all, he believes in what's right. And what's right is for us to own this property and make it open for all of you tonight. Thank you very much. Help me welcome Miguel Santana.
Buenas noches. It's hard to imagine the East Side without self-help graphics. A regional cultural asset, a source of pride, and such an important part of our history and our legacy. It's so hard to imagine LA without self-help graphics. A safe place for artists, for entrepreneurs, for creators, and activists to gather, to tell our story in an honest, direct, and sometimes controversial way. It's hard to imagine being a Latino, a Chicano, a Mexicano, Mexico-Americano without self-help graphics. It's been part of my life since I can remember. In the 1990s, working for MALDEF and for Supervisor Molina, as we fought to bring all resources to this community, including the arts. When Alfred came to see me when I was the CEO of the city, no había otra. I didn't have a choice. It was my responsibility to do what I can, no matter how big or how small, to make sure that self-help had a permanent place. And as Alfred indicated, there were a lot of angels along the way. Supervisor Molina led the way at the county and then was later supported by Supervisor Solis. Mayor Villaraigosa and then later Mayor Garcetti rolled up their sleeves, as did the city council. Antonia Hernandez from the California Community Foundation ensured that there was support. There were so many people who wanted this place to be permanent, and it is now. But for me, the most important part of self-help graphics is the personal memories that I have of this place. So my daughters and I, two of who are here tonight, Andrea and Brigitte, would spend a lot of time in the East Side looking for the most perfect concha or buying tamales a la mascota. And we always would end up here, buying Christmas gifts during the marketplace, celebrating Dia de los Muertos, or looking at the art. For me, this place is part of my story, as it is of many of you. I want to thank Self-Help for this honor, but most of all for continuing to exist, to provide a space where our community could tell our collective story. And I want to thank you, Elizabeth, for being part of my life and sharing this honor with me. Thank you.
Okay. It's just me, and then we go into the paper fashion show. So we've heard a lot tonight about our capital campaign, about our journey to purchase this building, and our journey to have a permanent home and set permanent roots. I want to acknowledge that there are supporters here like Miguel, who were with us even before we were actually able to say, yes, this is the building, we're going to get it. There was a time where we didn't know. This wasn't always a shoo-in. It took a lot of people, and it took many years. And so I want to acknowledge that there are folks here who made the investment before even knowing if this was going to be the home. Zach Guevara, thank you so much. The Weingart Foundation, the California Community Foundation, and Gloria Molina. And so you see behind me in the rotating slides, there's actually a list of the foundational donors who have since then come forward to be part of our capital campaign. And I want to share with you tonight the incredible news that La Vida Feliz Foundation is committing $1.025 million to our capital campaign. Yes. But it's a challenge. It's a challenge grant, because we got to raise the other $1.025 million. So we need you who are here with us today. We need your friends, the folks who aren't here, maybe the folks who don't even know us, to invest and help us reach that goal. Our goal is to reach it by the end of this calendar year. We would love to share that announcement with you in December and say we've hit it. So my ask of you tonight is, if you're inspired after you see this incredible runway show, please come over to the registration table, get more information, or just write the check. We'll take that too. But become involved and really help us. I want to reiterate, this is a 46-year-old institution, a cultural anchor, a driver of culture. Nobody knew what Day of the Dead was in 1974. And it's now ubiquitous. And so imagine that's one ripple effect that self-help graphics has. So I want you to think about the grand impact that this place has had here in Los Angeles, here on the East Side, but nationally, internationally. And I want you to get behind that and support it. And the reason that that's so important is we are only the 4th Latino cultural institution in the country to own our property, own our land, and actually have full control over our future. And it took us 46 years to get here. So now we are asking you to step up for us the way that this organization and the artists who make it have stepped up for our community. So I'm going to ask that you, before you leave today, get more information, sign up, or help us chip away at this incredible grant that I'm going to share with you. When we got the news, it was like 10 in the morning. We were like, break out the champagne. Because for this team, like I've shared, we're small but mighty. And we are chipping away at it. And we need you to help us reach the goal. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Betty Avila. Thank you. Thank you for all you do, board members and distinguished speakers and honorees. Let's give another warm round of applause to the honorees.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Before we begin the runway show, one of the gems of tonight's celebration, we want to remind you that you can text to give your support.
To
you wanna
SAG.
tell 'em how?
Yeah, it's really easy. I mean, if I can figure it out, you can figure it out, because I am no good on the phone, just so you know. All you do, take out your phones. Go, you can follow along if you want to.
We want to see you take out those phones.
Yeah.
Just
It's
kidding.
simple. It's that thing you've been taking pictures with all night and texting your friends.
Yes.
So there's a text involved. Here's how you go. Take out your phone, you text SHG Gala or Gala, however you want to say it, but spell it Gala. SHG Gala to 91999. That's how you make a pledge. All right? Make a pledge there. Now, you fill out the link right after the show, and then, bow! Just like that, you're a donor. Instant SAG donor. Simple. So again, just text SHG Gala to 91999. Make your pledge. You're going to feel so good.
You will.
Promise.
And spread the word to all of your family and friends so that they can also pitch in. Now, be sure to use the hashtag #PaperFashionGala if you share any photos on social media. Don't forget to do that.
Yeah, all those hashtags and all that stuff, really is important. It gets out there, people know about it. So now, are we ready for a show? Did they sound ready? They didn't sound ready.
I don't think so.
Now, are you ready for a show? All right, then. Without further ado, we begin tonight's Paper Fashion Runway Show. Here we go.
Enjoy.
Que se está gastando en piedras blancas y turbias corrientes, besa la sombra india que vuelve crecida de un sueño verde. Tiemblan sus entrañas
se quieren ver. Entran los amigos a preguntar, hey man, where have you been? ¿Y con cuál? Es ahí que todo cambió. Es ahí que te faltó el respeto como un objeto.
are we supposed to do? Living in a time like this, what's the flipping do? So many people flipping their lips, keep taking the children to the park. Don't let them break your poor little heart. Don't let no one get you down, 'cause your storm bring no calm. You will be living in raging force. You'll be sorry the day you were born, when they castrate your arm. We have to talk.
Aluke nungola fwa damu bingi kiasi mwene kwando kala benyaba eme ngondo yanye mona mona mwenye ya weza mona mona mwenye mona mona mwenye ya weza. Muene cuando cala beñaba, me gondo yanye. Mona mona mwenye, ya weza.
Que Dios te guarde muchos años. Dios bendiga este día venturoso y bendiga la prenda que adoro y los ángeles canten en coro por los años que cumples mi bien. Las estrellas se visten de gala y la luna se llena de encanto al saber que ahora es día de tu santo. Dios te guarde 100 años, mi bien.
Joelho em pé, baile de favela, que a Marconi é baile de favela, que a São Rafael é baile de favela, e os menor preparado pra fuder com a tchota dela vai. Elisa Maria é baile de favela, invasão é baile de favela, e as casinhas é baile de favela, e os menor preparado pra fuder com a tcheca dela vai.
This house, burn it blue, heart running on empty. So lost without you, but the night sky blooms with fire, and the burning bed floats higher, and she's free to fly. Woman so weary, spread your unbroken wings. Fly free as the swallow sings. Come to the fireworks, see the dark lady smile. She burns, and the night sky blooms with fire, and the burning bed floats higher, and she's free to fly. Burn this night black and blue, so cold in the morning, so cold without you. And the night sky blooms with fire, and the burning bed floats higher, and she's free to fly.
En el canto de las olas encontré un rumor de luz. Por un canto de gaviotas supe que allí estabas tú. Despidiendo últimamente todo lo que sucedió. Hoy saludo mi presente y gusto de este dulce adiós. Voy a navegar en tu puerto azul. Quisiera saber de dónde vienes tú. Vamos a dejar que el tiempo pare, ver nuestros recuerdos en los mares y esta soledad tan profunda que en el canto de las olas me quisiera sumergir, embriagándome en su aroma. Algo nuevo descubrí. Voy a navegar en tu puerto azul. Quisiera saber de dónde vienes tú. Vamos a dejar que el tiempo pare, ver nuestros recuerdos en los mares. Tan profunda.
Being a displaced indigenous people, uprooted from our original languages and cultures, most of us walk around confused, thinking that we are half Spanish because we normalized colonization. Our disconnected roots were not our choice. Spanish and English is not our native language. We are ancient people trapped in colonial practices. Dig deep into your family tree. The myth of the Spanish grandfather will dissolve into the Purépechan Huichol and even a Jene, abuelito, who was denied to be who he was. Reclaiming the biggest part of us that we are ashamed to remember, that we are ashamed to embrace. Meanwhile, systems of white supremacy continue creating fallacies of this place in this world as illegals, Hispanic and Latino. Concepts that attempt to erase us into the pits of statistics in a system that waits for our brownness to die off on the horizon, afraid that we will outnumber the continent. But we are. Check the numbers, we're coming back. Instead, but yet, we laugh a la India Maria when we call each other Indian for doing dumb shit because we have internalized it so well, so perfectly that we belittle ourselves to the point of pouring our self-hate into this generation. Be careful how you express yourself about yourself because your children are listening. These traditions are damaging. We are indigenous people. I remember growing up being told I was a mojadita, a paisa, a wetback, and I drowned in that pain, unaware of my power and my connection to this land. Today, we are coming back and we are connecting. We are rising up. We survived the biggest genocide. We survived the biggest genocide. We connect, and we rise.
Mahogany still transcends the quote-unquote, that's the way it goes. I'm looking at the picture again. I'm looking at the picture again. I spin the sundial to expectation. 20 years ago, I saw you yesterday. You're looking at the picture now. I see you looking at the picture now. And for the slightest moment, I watched you think about what it's like as a paper doll. One of these days, I think you will find yourself as a paper doll. Yeah. One of these days, I think you will find yourself as a paper doll. So you're wondering why, only to find out it doesn't exist. Life surrounds what's presumed as wise. It wouldn't be wise until the fist uncurls. Know what I don't know ever stares in my eyes because of the quote unquote real world. I'm thinking about yesterday. I'm actually thinking about yesterday. 1,000 words say it doesn't make sense. 1,000 ideas tell me otherwise. You're thinking about yesterday. Now you're thinking about yesterday. But for the slightest moment, I watched you think about what it would be like as a paper doll. One of these days I think you will find yourself a paper doll. Yeah, babe. One of these days I think you will find yourself a paper doll. Oh, paper doll, 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 paper doll. Regardless of how you think, regardless of how you feel, see yourself as more than a human being. It's recognizable spiritually and mentally. Hold my hand forever. Paper doll. One of these days I think you will find yourself as a paper doll. Yeah, babe. One of these days I think you will find yourself a paper doll. Oh, baby. One of these days I think you will find yourself as a paper doll. Yeah, yeah. One of these days I think you will find yourself a paper doll.
Did you take in all of that amazing detail on those fashion? That's amazing, amazing. Thank you so much to our runway artists and models. Don't forget to place your bid for the silent auction items. It will be closing at 9:50, so you've got a few minutes. Right. Yes.
2 more minutes.
Two more minutes?
No, a few more minutes.
A few more minutes, okay. And then purchase any art that's calling out to you, so don't forget to do those two things. We hope you enjoyed the evening.
Did you enjoy the night?
Did
How about
you?
that, huh?
Yes.
Was that good? Make sure, again, you get in your silent auction bids. You got a few more minutes to do that, of course. The money going to help out this amazing, amazing organization. You're doing great work if you do that.
And we hope to see you here next year, right?
Once again, everybody, Giovanna Lara.
Danny
ABC7.
Romero.
Good night. Have a great night. Go make a bid.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.